Spectacles.
So we're live now, Chloé. Are you ready?
Sure.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Mental Theater News. I am Josh Waring, your host, and I'm joined by the infamous Chloé. What up, Chloé?
Hey, what's up?
So, how did you feel about Back to the Future 2?
It was lit. It stood the test of time.
Yep.
The graphics were still awesome. Like, I don't even know how they did those special effects to last that long. It gave me a little bit of nostalgia, not gonna lie.
Yep.
Like, I was all for it with the fashion and the Nikes, and it was lit. I liked it. What did you think?
I thought it was very clever, and the entire time when we were talking in the Netflix Party app, so shout out to Netflix Party, appreciate that, to do the watch along on Netflix. Every time we were chatting and bringing up the things that actually were predictions, then we actually get now I'm actually thinking, where did they know that in the future we would go back and look at it and appreciate it for the graphics? You never know.
I agree. I think so. I mean, how much did they spend making this movie? Do you know?
That's a great question. Let's check that out. Back to the Future budget. $40 million budget. Wow.
And what year did it come out?
1989.
So that's way more than $40 million.
And it made $335 million in the box office. So not bad. Not bad at all. But yeah, I thought the plot was great. It kept me hooked the entire time. And not many films or TV content can do that at this time, which is very interesting.
Yeah, I'm down to, watch this again. I feel like every time I watch it, I see something different.
True.
So I'm down to sit there and watch all of them back to back and see the connections from like all three of them. So yeah, that's my next venture. Since I'm free now, I have time to do things.
Interesting. Okay. And what other things you're going to do with that newfound freedom?
Oh, I have some things brewing. Don't worry, I'll let you know. I'm getting my goals popping. That's first and foremost. Getting my schedule together. But yeah, I do enjoy these Sundays and watching classics. So pretty dope.
That's definitely cool. I was actually curious what shows you had on your agenda.
First of all, what I have to watch is Insecure. That's the number one. First and foremost, because I feel like a bad fan. Like, I haven't watched any of the season, and I'm trying to stay away from spoiler alerts online and like clips and stuff, but it's kind of hard.
Yeah, you're on social media all the time. How is that possible?
It's possible. I know how to dodge things. Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate that. So all the people complaining about spoiler alerts, Chloé and myself have found solutions to avoid any news. You just really have to be diligent.
Mm-hmm. And keep scrolling. You don't have to stop every time you see something. Just keep scrolling.
That's true. That's a lot of discipline and willpower, Chloé. That's very admirable. Admirable.
Thank you. It takes practice.
So now that I have you here, I'm insanely curious, and it is on our agenda topics. How do you feel about the prospect of Beyoncé possibly being in Black Panther 2?
I think Beyonce is a wonderful person, performer. All of that. She has great music. She's a great dancer. She's an all-around entertainer. She represents Black excellence to every status you can think of in my visions. in my eyes. But I do think that certain people have strengths in certain areas and they're like phenomenal in those areas. And then other areas they need more practice in. So personally, I would not want her to be in Black Panther. Because just of her track record, like I did not find Lion King with her parts to be significant. I kind of thought it took away from the movie.
Really,
So
even though it was voice.
Yes, it was.
Wow.
Yeah. I love the soundtrack. The soundtrack was on point, but the acting part was just not. It wasn't my cup of tea. And I love Beyonce. I think that she's, she's a professional and she's talented. But do I want her in Black Panther? No, because it'll take away from Black Panther. Because it'll be the Beyonce show. I feel like that's what happened with The Lion King. Like she's gonna outshine anyone just because of who she is. And I think that it would take away from the authenticity of Black Panther and the culture. Soundtrack, yes, she needs to be a part of that soundtrack because that soundtrack was bomb the first time. So like, I would want her to be like orchestrate the whole soundtrack. That would be dope. What are your thoughts?
That is completely fair and incredibly transparent as a Beyonce fan. So I appreciate that, and very, very calculating. So I definitely appreciate the logic behind that. And for me, I understand completely, but I also agree that she probably does need more practice. So this might be her practice.
You think she should practice on Black Panther?
Well, she's been practicing a lot. I mean, how many music videos has she been in? And she says that her Beyonce persona is the total opposite of her, Beyonce candid moments. That's what she says, even though she has the alter ego Sasha Fierce and whatnot. So you never know. She might have it in her locker to be able to do something better than we're expecting. And I do agree that she should probably focus more on obtaining, because I know she wants an Oscar. So perhaps she should obtain an Oscar the common route, which is why creating an amazing soundtrack, like you said, a film score, make it brilliant, executive produce it, right? Curate it, and then you'll get the Grammy as an executive producer. I mean, the Oscar as the executive producer. However, you do bring up a great point. When you are phenomenal in your craft, similar to Michael Jordan being prominent in his craft, sometimes you get a little bored and you might want to retire and do other things. Mm-hmm. So perhaps she's at the top of the game for so long, she wants a different challenge. And considering what you said, which is completely factual, that might, be the chip on her shoulder to give it a go and prove everyone wrong.
I mean, she's been acting for so long. Like she was in Goldmember.
I remember Silent Gold. She did great in that.
Because that was aligned with her personality. Like when Beyonce acts, from my opinion, it's just Beyonce. It's either Beyonce or Sasha Fierce acting. It's not like the actual character themselves. So of course, when she was Foxy Cleopatra, what was her name in that movie? Foxy whatever.
Mm-hmm. Cleopatra.
That's her persona. Yeah, that's her persona. So it worked for her. So like, I think if she is going to act, it should be aligned with like who she is as Sasha Fierce, and then she's going to be phenomenal in it. But like other movies, like Obsessed,
I love that.
You thought she was
again, it's not like a top movie. I loved her in that, as I did Idris.
It just seemed like Beyonce acting. I don't know. Like Lion King, it ruined it for me. I'm gonna be honest.
Oh my gosh.
Like as a person who grew up on Lion King, and like I was looking so forward to Lion King. And you know what? Maybe if they didn't hype her up so much, I think I would have like enjoyed it better. But I saw it by myself in the theaters, so I didn't have any distractions. It was an empty theater. It was just me and the screen, and I was just like, okay, when's Beyonce coming up? And then she came up, and I was just like, okay. Like that didn't need to be in there.
Wow. Okay. Because I haven't seen it yet, so perhaps I'll have to give it a gander.
Yes, you have to watch it.
I didn't watch Aladdin either because these are some of my favorites. You know, childhood favorites.
Can we watch Aladdin? Because I did not see Aladdin either, and I heard Aladdin was really good.
I mean, Aladdin's one of my favorites.
I thought it was dope.
Yeah, that's interesting. I heard great things about it as well.
Yeah, I heard it was dope. I heard it was really dope. And Will Smith is in it. Like,
I know that's one of my favorite entertainers of all time. That's why it was hard not to go see it. But at the same time, I didn't want them to ruin the childhood fantasy, kind of like how people felt about Lion King or Beauty and the Beast. And I didn't see that either. And
Beauty and the Beast was lit.
Emma Watson, Hermione Granger. So I had every reason to see it.
It was amazing. It was better than the first. I'm not going to say better than the first one, but I would say on par.
Whoa, really?
Yes. Like, I cried, and I don't cry in movies. No.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh my God. It was so good. And they had people of color in it as well. So it was nice. It was a nice, diverse mix. Yeah, they didn't ruin Beauty and the Beast for me. But Lion King, it was a lot of parts missing. It wasn't as funny. It was just different. I don't know. I think they tried to do something and they should have just kept the original exactly how it was and then made it into, what is it called? The CGI?
Live action.
Action. Yeah, they should have done that, but they didn't.
Interesting.
I don't know why.
I mean, that's a very interesting point about Beyonce as well, because essentially you're saying she's typecast because she's her. So you can't unsee Beyonce. I guess that's probably why she tried Lion King, right? So you wouldn't actually see her, or you can just hear her voice. And the voice is one of her strengths.
But that was the most annoying part. Because she was extra. Like, Nala doesn't talk like that. I don't know. It was sounding like Beyonce.
Interesting. Okay.
Like, you know, usually when people do voiceovers, they change their voice. She can't do it because her voice is so distinct. And it's not even like I don't know how to explain. Like, it's Beyonce. Sasha Fierce.
So it wasn't even synchronized with the animations of the character.
It didn't seem like it was. Like, she needs to practice. Well, obviously, she has money to practice that, but I don't know. That's probably her biggest hurdle is to get out of herself and pretend to be someone else. Like, when you watch Denzel act, he's Denzel, and he seems to be Denzel in every movie, but he's able to assume a role or a different character each time. So he even has himself within the character, but you can tell it's different. Like, it's believable.
Absolutely. So he's a chameleon. I gotcha. That's fair. Yeah.
So she sounds awesome. It's just, you just know it's her. I don't know. Even Will Smith, he's good at that. He's himself, but he can act like different people or assume different roles, which hints is the essential, what is it? The essential qualities of an actor. Like, you're supposed to make the audience believe you.
That's fair. I can also see some similarities for different people on different platforms as well. Because I feel like how I interact on NU Radio is different than how I interact on Poetic Charm.
Mm-hmm.
That's very interesting.
Chameleon-esque.
Chameleon.
And speaking of Will Smith, he has a new rap song out that I'm feeling.
Wait, the one with what's his name?
The guy has two names. I can't remember it right now.
Yeah, Mike knows, but I don't remember.
It's a dope song. I've been listening to it all week.
Oh wait, you just heard it?
Yeah, well, you know, I have my playlist, and I don't go out of my playlist most often. But yesterday, I was feeling a little, you know, adventurous, so I put on my
Joyner Lucas. There we go.
Yeah, Joyner Lucas. That song, it's pretty dope.
Yeah, it's a good song. I agree. I guess I'm just not listening to much music with words recently. I've been in the zone. Film scores. That's really my jam. That's literally the reason why I signed up for Tidal, because it was too hard to, you know, find the film score. So they had them all.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I joined.
Not because you love Jay-Z?
I mean, that's why I chose Tidal. I could have joined Spotify, right? By the way, the podcast is on Spotify, so I do love Spotify as well. So ain't no slouch there either.
Listen, my Spotify playlist is popping. Y'all can follow me if you want. It's lit. It's not for everyone because it's, curated by me, but it's pretty
Oh
lit.
wait, so it's public, so everyone can listen.
Yeah, one of my playlists is. I might make them all public. I'll share a bit of guy.
Definitely do that. And on Creative Maestro, there's actually a playlist of songs as well. So you might want to have a website with Clodiz's song for every occasion. Just food for thought.
Listen, because I have a song for every occasion, okay? Every single one.
So what is the song you come up with when you finish in second place, just out of curiosity?
Well, I don't have come in second place before Josh,
So you don't have a song for every, situation.
I could curate a song for someone who is in second place. So we can have this meeting afterwards to see how you feel when you're in second place, and then we could find a song that matches that feeling.
Because my first place is actually en route. Just got the alert, so I'm so excited to be in first place again. I'm not gonna say without trying. It's just without trying too hard. It's kind of like getting out of bed and dropping 30. It's just one of those things.
We'll see, Josh. Hopefully, you keep that talking to a minimum when the real prize arrives.
Oh no, I think we all know Josh is gonna keep that same energy consistently.
Keep that same energy. Be you. Be you.
It's true. And one amazing point that Clodiz brought up, because it is on topic, is that apparently Aladdin had more diversity in it. So since the announcement of the PlayStation 5, which Nate and Tony and I were so excited about, and the trailer for the Miles Morales version of the Spider-Man game, the questions started asking like, oh, is Marvel and perhaps Sony preparing for a Miles Morales live action Spider-Man with him in it? So perhaps that would give them an ability to atone for their sins of not having any women of color in the first. Well, I mean, besides the Spanish lady, no black women in the first Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse.
Well, Josh, I think that given the current climate in our country, I think it would be advantageous of them to do so, especially since it takes place in New York City. And I think that we'll see moving forward that a lot of diversity will be included and make movies more inclusive of different cultures. So I'm excited to see live action. I'm wondering who would play him though, because he's young.
The thing is, it looks like perhaps the technology used for the cartoon version of Miles Morales was actually similar to what they do in video games when they actually take a real person, a real actor, and put their face in that world. So you can grow up with that person. So as they grow, you can also use the technology to put their growner face in the game. And to me, it looked like a growner version of the original, the young Miles Morales. So that young man who, if that's what they're doing, that young man could possibly be at that age where he could. You never know.
Wait, so they're making what exactly is live action? Is that like Black Panther live action with real people,
right?
Or is it okay?
However, because I'm not completely certain, but it could also count for something like, because technically that Lion King was the live action version of the Lion King.
Exactly.
So it could be like that as well. I don't know. I feel like it's a lot more flexible. That's the beauty of cartoons. With cartoons, you don't have to worry about physics because it's cartoons.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot more flexible what you can do. However, if they want live action, that would be interesting.
I see this coming to fruition in Disney World. Not Disney. Is that Disney? Or would that be Universal? They're going to make a theme park. No, wasn't this? Spider-Man's at Universal, right?
It is that Universal because of Sony. Yeah.
Yeah, so I predict that the Amazing
Spider-Man. Yep.
Spider-Man is going to be at Universal when everything opens back up.
That's great because literally was thinking the same thing. I was like, you know what? This has to be theme park generated.
Yeah. Because they have to upgrade the ride. So, the theme parks, they upgrade the same rides every so many years. So it'll probably be upgraded to the Miles Morales version, which would be super dope because they will have merch coming out. And honestly, like, to be real, everyone's seen how much money Black Panther has generated. So why wouldn't they monopolize on that in that market, especially now with this climate?
Absolutely. I mean, commercially in the market, Black people account for around $4 trillion. So it would be a great way to get a lot of love there. And keeping with the theme park theme, you need to have a Wakanda. You got to have.
I think it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think they're going to do it in Magic Kingdom? That would be dope. Not Magic Kingdom. What's the one in Disney? The African one.
So, what is it?
Animal Kingdom.
Animal Kingdom. Yeah, I never
Animal
been.
Kingdom's already. You haven't been. Oh my gosh, you have to go. They have the Tree of Life. Like the Tree of Life is huge, really? And it has all the animals carved into it. It's a really amazing experience. Like Disney is a full production company. Like when you're at Disney World, you feel like you're in a Disney movie. Like it's real life magic.
Yeah, this tree looks massive. That's
it's huge. And inside of it, there's well, when I went, there was a 3D show of A Bug's Life. I freaked out, of course, in there. But
what were there butterflies in there?
No, there were all types of bugs. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to go in there and watch it. And you know how Disney has all the simulations, so they have like a part in it where the chairs vibrate and you feel like there's bugs crawling behind you or underneath you. It's kind of intense, and it's 3D.
It's 4D actually. That's with those senses. So yeah, that's even cooler.
Yeah, except for I freaked out in there. Like I ran for my life.
No, you did.
I did. I got up and ran.
Who are you with? Were there witnesses to this event?
There were, because we were front row center. So we were in the best seats in the house. And I got up and ran. This was when I was younger, of course, but yeah, it was creepy.
Where did you run to, though, out of curiosity?
Where I was running towards the exit. I ran. And I couldn't get through, so I had to come back and sit down.
Wow.
With the glasses on, I was out. I was like, I'm out of here. My mom was like, Chloe, come back. I was like, chill, Mom. There's bugs. Like, I don't do bugs. There was a witness.
Nice.
And it's huge in there. So what I'm saying is, I said that to illustrate the point of how large this theater is. Like, the row was probably, maybe I'm exaggerating, but there was enough people where I couldn't run all the way out. Like, I was in the middle. Yeah. It was, I had to just calm myself down. I was like, Chloe, you're not going to get out of here. Just relax.
And what about now? Are you a roller coaster person?
Oh, yes. Of course. I can't wait to go to Universal. I want to get on the Harry Potter ride. Like, it's about to go down.
I still haven't gone or collected my wand. It's a travesty.
Me neither. So I'm planning actually to go in November. We were talking about it last night. So we'll be at Harry Potter Land. I'm going to get a wand. Shout out to Dana because she has her wand already. My cousin.
As does my cousin Jason. He has his as well.
See, they're step ahead of us, Josh. Like, you need to do better.
But if we're going to be completely honest, I'm a much bigger fan than all of you muggles.
I don't know. You and Dana probably neck and neck. I just go see the movies. She has all the books, and I watch the movies. And together, we unite, and, it's our thing.
Okay, that's fair. But yeah, that's definitely on the horizon. Definitely gonna check that out at some point. And we'll see if we're about to go in November, because as of right now, there's a 14-day quarantine period, whether you drive in or fly into Florida.
Really?
According to Brother John. So, yes.
Where do you get to quarantine at?
Well, they give you papers at the airport, similar to if you were doing your customs arrival at a different country. It's just you have to sign a consent letter knowing that you can't leave for 14 days.
Oh, you can't leave Florida for 14 days.
Correct. Which
so you can just chill in Florida for 2 weeks.
Right. But if you wanted to do a weekend trip, you cannot.
Oh. I think that'll be lifted hopefully by the end of summer.
Well, that's true. We shall see. Hopefully there's no spikes and whatnot.
Because Atlanta is wilding.
It is.
My friend is a promoter out there, and I was looking at his Snap yesterday, and I was like, y'all are open? He's like, we never really closed.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, how does that work? And apparently they scan your temperature in the line, like the bouncers scan your temperature.
I've seen that.
So I don't know. So we'll see. I mean,
that's very interesting. I hear they have the scanners, the thermometers at the airport as well.
Oh, real? I know at the hospitals they have when you walk through, it just takes the it's not an actual thermometer that they put to your head, but you walk through and they scan your body temperature.
That's very interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So they can see multiple people at the same time, and when one goes off, then they pull you aside, which is nice because it's discreet, rather than someone like putting a thermometer to your head, like, sorry, you can't get in.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh, I just had the heat on in the car. Chill.
Yeah, I think about that though. Imagine if it's hot outside. What are you gonna do then?
I don't know, because Atlanta, listen, the club looked like it was like it never left. They had bottles popping and hookah smoking and all types of stuff. I was like, is this real life?
Yeah, I saw the same thing on one of my friends. Shout out to Haitian Steve. Check out his YouTube channel and his IG. He was in Atlanta this past weekend, and he was in the club. Apparently, he was the only one with a mask because everyone else on his story did not have a mask.
And then it's like, how long are you really going to keep a mask on? Those clubs are hot.
Correct.
End up passing out. People pass out driving.
I never understood that though, just with the mask.
Yeah, because it's constricting your airwaves. Airwaves, that's not the correct term. It's constricting your breathing pattern. So like you're breathing, and like, I don't know, some people just pass out, lack of oxygen. It's a face covering.
Yeah, that's very interesting.
Especially if you have like asthma or something.
Yeah. Huh.
No. But yeah, they're having it all over the country. So hopefully it'll open up. I mean, people are eating inside of restaurants.
And we shall see if people go into theaters to see this film, Tenet. Now, I'm not sure if you heard, Chloé, but allegedly, this is a fan theory floating out there. Allegedly, Tenet might be a sequel to one of my favorite films and created by my favorite director at the moment, Inception, by Christopher Nolan. And Chloé, did you ever see Inception?
So I haven't seen Inception yet. So maybe I'll watch that tonight. Maybe that'll be my little treat to myself. But I am going to see Tenet because Denzel Washington's son is in it. He's a good actor.
David Washington, absolutely. Do you watch Ballers?
I've seen it, but no, I don't watch it. Well,
did you ever watch Entourage?
I've seen it, but I don't watch it.
That makes sense. That's fair. It's like it's literally the male version of Sex in the City, so it makes complete sense.
Well, that's on my list too.
And it has The Rock in there as well.
The Rock's in. Oh yeah, he is in Ballers. Isn't he one of the agents or something?
Exactly, and so is John David Washington.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, maybe I'll put that on my list.
I mean, it's only 20 minutes. You might want to give it a spin.
I could binge watch it.
HBO Max.
Okay, might have to do that.
Yeah, I have a lot of shows to catch up on, so we shall see, and also rewatch. So No, go ahead.
Wait, so Tenet it might be a sequel or a prequel?
A sequel. So so based upon that, we won't give you any spoilers. That's fine.
And no, Inception's about dreams.
It is. And dreams within dreams.
Interesting.
Quite. And
I think I like it because I like dreams.
Oh, I love dreams, especially after watching Inception.
Really?
So in fact, we might be able to have Big Mike on later, perhaps, and we can do a group watch of Inception again. That would be in this evening. That could be pretty cool.
I'm totally down for that. I got the theater on and popping in the basement.
Really?
It's comfy down there. Yeah, got an 80-inch TV. It's dark as hell in the basement. The couch is comfy. About to go down.
Proper.
Got my popcorn ready.
That's what's up. Well, yes, we shall see if Tenet is allegedly a sequel of Inception. But one of the things that I've never done is rewatch Game of Thrones beginning to end. I never went back to rewatch it. So I'll probably do that to prepare for the prequel when it comes out a year and a half from now, or whenever it comes out.
Okay, so I agree. But like I told you before, I'm scarred from Game of Thrones. Like I invested so much time into that series for it to end how it ended.
I agree. It was abysmal. And it was not the not the fault of the actors, nor the director. So it's whoever created the script, unfortunately.
The team of people who failed us all.
And allegedly that team no longer has a Star Wars project. So
good thing, because if they mess up Star Wars, people are coming after them.
Yeah.
Star Wars that's a whole community of people.
Definitely a cult following. So wise to keep them in a galaxy far, far away.
You gotta watch True Blood too, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah. True Blood's on the list. It is definitely on the list. And what else? I have to watch Black Market to do some homework. So shout out to Nick Carras, also went to Rider University with Chloé. And he's a director, amazing director. And he actually gave me some homework to watch Black Market for a project we have working, cooking in the background. So that'll be a lot of fun as well.
What's the one that you were saying with the superheroes?
Probably The Boys on Prime. I got to watch that as well. Great call. Yeah.
Time. Make a list. Put it in my schedule.
Yeah, that's probably something else I have to finish is the weekly schedule, and then I can plan it in the future and then make it monthly and then quarterly and then do it like how celebrities and everyone else wealthy does it, do it annually, or sometimes they're 2 years in advance. So I would prefer that. That would be a lot of fun. But yes, thank you for joining me, Chloé Diz, and enjoy your Sunday in the sun.
Thank you. You too, Josh.
Toodaloo.
Bye.